Before we actually start setting up a business account on Facebook, I just want to walk you through the account structure for real business and how it looks so that you can understand what's where, because it's a lot of things and you really need to know what's where before you start setting up. So within the Facebook account structure, take a look at its accounts, because it's more than one account actually. And so you need to know what's where. So you have your accounts, which would be your Facebook accounts, that's people, your Facebook pages, and your Instagram accounts as well. Then you have your business settings, which are on the business manager level. You have your business manager, you have your different tracking pixels, your campaigns, that's ad campaigns, you have your ad sets and ad creatives, and a lot more. So for this, I've created you this what's where guide on Facebook so that you can see where all these different things go through. Now, there's basically 5 levels of Facebook properties. So there's business settings, there's your business manager assets, there's the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level. So first of all, in your business settings, which you can go and find once you go to business.facebook.com, and I'll show you how to create a new business manager once we start setting up, you can find your business settings over here. And in this business settings, you can set up a lot of different things. And so we are going to go through these first and then through the rest. So on that, you have your users, which is basically who has access to your account. As you can see here, I just have myself. And if I want to add someone, I would have to put their Facebook email over here. It's, of course, much easier if they are your friend on Facebook. And then you can decide whether or not to give them an employee access or an admin access. And you have some advanced roles for finance analysts and finance editors. So these are the people who have access to your billing. So that would, for example, be your accountant. And then you have some other options for, let's say you want to add someone. That would be, let's say, john@asd.com. And let's say I invite John and give him admin access. That's pretty safe to do. Here, you can also give them access to different properties like ad accounts, catalogs, and apps. In this case, I will give John access to that ad account, and maybe I don't want to give him admin access. I just want him to view the performance if he's just an analyst, or if he has to manage campaigns but does not need to be an admin of the account. I can do that as well, or I can make him an admin and I can send him an invitation. Now, usually that invitation is sent by email, but you don't always get that, and so sometimes you can resend that invitation, and if they don't get it on the email, you have to send them this link to invite them, right? So next we have our partners. So when inviting partners, that would be other business managers, right? So here you can have a partner to share assets with, and that could be, here you have to put the business ID of that partner. So if I wanted to, for example, check out that business, that would have the business manager ID here. And if I selected a different business manager, let's say I would go with Startup Masters, and I want, as a business, I want to grant access to an agency, that would have to, I would have to go here to the business information, and I would copy that ID and then move back to that business manager that I created specifically for that. And I can go here and add a partner, and that's that business ID over here. And so then I can give them access to all these different properties. So that would be giving access to the entire agency. So everyone on that business manager is now going to have access to this ad account. Then you have your ad accounts, which can be found here under the account structure, and you have your ad accounts here. From here, you can either add an account, and this would claim it. So if it's your personal ad account, you can transfer that from your personal account to the business, which is the best practice. You can request access to an ad account from your business manager, and you can create a new ad account. Now you have a limit to how many ad accounts you can create, because I think you need to spend some money with your first ad account in order for you to create another one. And the more your spending limits increase, the more accounts you can create. You can also contact the Facebook support to request the ability to create more ad accounts. Now, some of those other properties, I don't need to show you each and every one right now, because we will be setting them up later on. So at the business settings level, you have your pages, your Instagram accounts, your tracking pixels, which are different for each business that you have. And you can also have asset groups. Now, these asset groups, they are intended to help you group up certain businesses into groups. So you can have one business manager where you manage several different businesses. So just to give you an example, I can have one asset group for Startup Masters, our agency business, and I can have a different asset group for Masters Academy, which is a completely different business. And then you also have lines of business, which are pretty much different billing and payment settings for the different businesses. You have product catalogs, you have your pixels. I don't know why I put them twice here. You have your offline events, which are conversion events related to the pixels. You have your custom conversions, which are the same, kind of the same thing, like custom events. And you have your audiences. So you can basically create different audience settings in Audience Manager, which I'll show you again later on in the course. And you can share these audiences between your different properties in your Business Manager. You can have your creative folders where you can keep creative assets like images and videos and so on. You can have different domains and block lists, leads. That would be if you have a lead campaign, the lead information is saved into your business manager, and that's where you access it. You have your payments, your security center, business verification, requests like requests for access, requests for permissions and so on, notifications, and business information. So just if we go over here, you have your people and the people you have, and you can see who has access to what. You can also edit those and add some assets to this person. Let's say I want to give him access to a catalog or something else. Right now, we don't have anything else set up in this account. You have your partners, which are different business managers, and you have some system users, which sometimes need to be assigned. If someone, if there's a support person supporting an app or something like that, you can add them from here. So here in your accounts, you can have your pages. From here, you can create a new page or you can add a page. Now, adding pages to your business manager is quite important because you need to have access to the pages so that you can manage them. And adding a page to the business manager means that you claim it, means that now you don't own that page anymore. And it's now the property of the business and not the person. So me, Dmitry Savov, if I have a page which I created in my personal Facebook account, I can then, if I'm an admin of that page, I can then claim that page. And now it's a property of the business and not me. And then I can also request access to different pages if I'm using the business manager to manage different accounts. Then we have our ad accounts here. You can have a large number of them. Sometimes either you create them yourself or you get access to them. They all come here. Then you have your asset groups where you can assign different assets and different parts of campaigns. We are going to show you how to do that later. From here, I can add an Instagram account. So from here, I have to connect my Instagram account, add my username and password, and then I can use that Instagram account, just like I showed you here, to select that account in the, over here, select that Instagram account over here when you're creating your ads so that you can place your ads on Instagram as well. Then you have your data sources, which would be your product catalogs. I'll show you how to do those as well later on. You have your tracking pixels. As you can see, we created our first pixel in the previous video. we have our offline event sets, which where we can upload and manage offline conversions. We rarely really do that, but you can have custom conversions, and these custom conversions can be conversions that are specific events that you add with code to your website, just like we did in Google Analytics. I'm not going to do that right now, and sometimes that screws up the interface. That's fine. We're just going to refresh that one. Then you have your event source groups, which is basically groups of events and conversions. You have your shared audiences, which you can manage to the audience manager, and you have your business creative folders where you can just add a different number of assets over here. You can add your domain as well, and you can block some people from over here. As you can see, you can add block lists to the audience network to business managers, so they will appear here. So that's basically excluding some places in the audience network. You can have some registrations to which news pages you'd like to register. We rarely ever use that. In integrations, you have access to your list of leads over here. Here in payments, you can set up different payment methods, and then you can attach those payment methods to your ad accounts, and they will be managed directly through the business manager, and they will all get the same billing from your business setup. In your security center, you have the possibility to add other admins. From here, you verify your business. That's important to do, because if you don't verify your business, you can't run ads. And you can set up two-factor authentication, which I rarely ever do as well. Here you manage your requests, and you get notification settings for where to receive everything. I'm sure that once you start getting all the notifications in the beginning, you're gonna want to turn some of these notifications off, because you're gonna get 1,000 million emails. And here, this is actually important. This is where you set up your business information. And this is important because it also adds to your billing. And so here you're going to put the name, the address, the phone number, the website, the tax ID, and all these different pieces of business information. And here you also have a setup guide. You can claim your ad accounts from your personal account. You can request access. You can claim your pages. Just the same way that you claim ad accounts, you claim pages. And claiming means that they now become a property of that business manager. So if that's not what you want to do, you need to provide access, or you need to create new pages. And then also you need to add your people. Now, moving on, that's the settings of business manager. Next, we have the property things that you need to manage within Business Manager. And those are the account quality page, which shows you how many policy violations you have, so that you have to be very careful not to lose your account there. You have your billing, your brand safety, business settings, events manager, which is basically managing events on Facebook through your Facebook pages. You have marketing solutions, the media library, the partner center, your different physical shop locations, ad account settings, ads manager, audiences manager, automated rules, which you can set just like in Google Ads for your accounts. You have your creative hub where you can create ads. You have your ads reporting interface, your analytics and attribution, audience insights, which gives you information about different targeting options on Facebook, which is pretty cool. Your brand collabs manager, which I also showed you in the social media marketing course. You have your experiments, traffic analysis report, page posts, catalog manager, and e-commerce manager. Right, so where do you find all these things? They are over here. Once you click this thing over here, you can go to your business home. And in your business home, you're going to see your ad account performance, your pages, and any invitations that you have. Let's cancel John's invitation because there might be a real email with that. You can see some of these shortcuts over here, but mainly everything is over here. And you have your ads manager over here. Your business settings that I just showed you are over here as well. And you can access all of these things over here. So for example, if I want to go to the account quality, I would see that this account right now has no rejected ads in the last 30 days, and it's in good health right now, and there's no problems with it. If you open some other accounts, you can see your violations over here. In the billing, you can see all of your invoices, your transactions, and payment settings are over here as well. So you can set up those things from here. In this case, we do not have any payments set up yet. You also have your brand safety. Where you can do some blocking and inventory filters and block lists and publisher lists and who can post where and what. Not so important things, right? So some of the important things that you will find here are Ads Manager. If you click on that, you will be taken to Ads Manager, and here you can select your accounts, right? As you can see, I have a lot of accounts. You also have your Events Manager, where you can set up events, your media library. You have your Audience Manager, which I do recommend you use, by the way. I don't recommend that you create your audiences within your ad sets, but I do recommend that you do create them in the Audience Manager so that you can reuse the same audiences and A/B test them and change them. If you want to change the audience in one place, it changes pretty much everywhere that it's being used. And you have your different types of audiences over here. We're going to be teaching you how all these different audiences work. You have your Creative Hub over here as well. And you can store your creatives in Creative Hub as well. So you can create mock-up ads from here. And you can add some collaborators to work with your ads. For example, your designer. So you could create your ads, put the copy, and then the designers would go and put the creatives or the imagery in there. So you can see here I can create a mock-up ad. And again, anytime you can create something outside of your actual campaign, it's a good thing to do, right? So, and you can see here, I can create that ad, and then I can use that ad and place it in many different ad groups. I don't have to go and create it every single time in many different ad groups, because you can have one campaign, 3 different ad sets, 3 different targeting options, and you want to test the same 5 ads in all 3 ad sets, and that's why it's better for you to create both the audiences and the creatives outside of the actual campaigns themselves. Right. So now that we know what's over here, of course, we are going to be going over all of these things separately. We already covered the 3 levels, but now we are going to take a look at what can we choose on each level. And you're going to have access to this document, just so if you get lost, you can kind of refer to it. So at the campaign level, we choose our campaign objective. We set our budget. We schedule when does our campaign start, when does it end. And if we have a fixed budget, we can have a little bit more scheduling options. We have our buying types, which are pretty much the bidding models that we have. If you don't know what these are, we are going to have a separate video on them as well. We can have campaign level A/B tests as well. And on the campaign level, we set campaign budget optimization, which is something that we're going to discuss again in another video, because it's a bit of an advanced option. Then on the ad set level, you have your optimization goals. So once you choose your objective, for example, conversions, you want to say for which conversion do you want to optimize, so that you get the maximum of that. You have your dynamic creatives. You have, again, budgeting and schedule on the ad set level. So each ad set can have its own budget and scheduling. You have your audience that you select at the ad set level, your targeting options, locations and languages, interests and demographics, behaviors, placements. This is where your ads show. Delivery options, cost controls, and conversion windows. If you don't know what any of these things are right now, that's not a problem. We are going to have separate videos on each and every single one of these things. And on the ad level, you set up your identity, which is which page or Instagram account this is coming from. Your ad format, which is kind of the different types of ads that you can use. You can also set up an instant experience, meaning that this ad is not going to send people to your landing page or your website, but it's rather going to send them to an instant experience on Facebook. There's a few different experiences that you can create on Facebook, and I'll show you how to do that as well. You have your media creatives, which is basically your ads, your ad copy, your target URL and URL tracking, your call to action, your languages, and conversion tracking. What? You don't have languages over here? Or you do? Wait a second. Nope, you don't have languages over here. Sorry, messed that up. And you have your conversion tracking. So this is the very, very useful what's where document for the account structure. And so now in the next videos, we are actually going to start setting up a real business manager account so that you can see how you need to structure your account setup so that you can run campaigns quickly and efficiently as a real business organization.